In the bustling city center, life carried on as usual, despite the malfunctioning traffic lights. Amid the crowd, a boy stood in the middle of the street, gazing at the unfamiliar surroundings. As he looked around, questions flooded his mind. Where am I? Noticing a bus passing by, he caught his reflection in the window and stared at a face he didn't recognize. Who am I? What was my name again, he wondered. Without a name to anchor his identity, we'll call him Kung. He glanced down and saw he was dressed in a military uniform. Panic surged as he realized he couldn't remember anything. His mind was a blank slate, and the emptiness threatened to consume him. Suddenly, a sharp ringing echoed in Kang's ears, yanking him back to reality. Before he knew it, his fist clenched instinctively. In a swift movement, he delivered a powerful punch to a nearby tree, shattering the trunk and sending it crashing to the ground. Onlookers froze, staring in shock. The strength he displayed was inhuman, and for Kang, it was a complete mystery. The movement had been instinctual, triggered by the sound ringing in his ears. He had no idea where this power came from. As the crowd watched, in stunned silence, a voice cut through the air. "Nice to meet you, Agent." Startled, Kang looked around, trying to locate the source. The voice explained that it was the AI combat support system implanted within him. Kang blinked in disbelief, murmuring, "Implanted in my body?" The voice confirmed, and confusion flooded Kang's mind. "Where are we? What year is it?" he asked. The AI replied, "Based on analysis of the banner in your field of vision, we're in Seoul, in the year 2024. It then informed him that it was a military AI model from the year 2082. Kang's confusion deepened. How could that be possible? He asked the AI if he'd been sent from the future. The AI responded calmly, "My memory has been reset. I cannot retrieve any prior activity information." Kang realized they shared a strange bond. The AI in his body had lost its memory, just like him. Their conversation was suddenly interrupted by the screech of malfunctioning traffic lights. A truck driver, seeing the dead signal, panicked and slammed the brakes, but it was too late. Simultaneously, a red car sped toward the intersection, veering onto the pedestrian sidewalk. The AI instantly warned Kang of the impending accident, urging him to dodge. Kang froze, watching as the car collided with a metal rod. The force sent the rod flying through the air like a projectile. The AI alerted him to the dangerous object's trajectory, and Kang narrowly dodged. Behind him, however, a young man wasn't as lucky. The rod impaled his stomach, and a blood-curdling scream filled the air. "Someone call 911!" a bystander shouted. Another man knelt beside the injured boy, asking, "Are you okay, sir?" Amid the chaos, flashes of red and blue appeared in Kang's vision. "What is that?" he wondered. The AI explained it was a projection from his visual assist device, an AR lens feature. Kang thanked the AI, realizing that thanks to its warning, he had avoided injury, but his voice trembled as the gravity of the situation set in. An innocent person was gravely injured, possibly with only minutes to live. Kang knew it would be impossible to get the man to the hospital in time, and asked the AI if there was any way to save him. The AI suggested performing emergency field surgery. Shocked, Kang stammered, I can't do that." The AI reassured him, "I can perform the surgery." Kang, stunned, asked, "How?" "First, we need to assess the patient's condition," the AI replied. Kang's mind raced, questions flooding his thoughts about the AI's unexpected abilities. But there was no time to dwell on them. Someone's life was at stake. He approached the boy and examined the wound, which was severe and would require major intervention. "Can you really do it?" he asked the AI. The AI responded confidently, "I have identified the necessary tools. Given only a needle, thread, small knife, and disinfectant, the surgery could theoretically be performed." In disbelief, Kang questioned the AI. "Can you really perform surgery with just these items?" Nearby, a man overheard and approached, offering assistance with emergency first aid. Doubt clouded Kang's mind. Could he truly trust this AI in such a critical situation? But time was slipping away. Turning to the man, Kang instructed, "We need a needle, thread, knife, and disinfectant immediately." The man called out to the crowd, "If anyone has these items, please, we need them now." "I have them," a voice responded, followed by another. Together, they gathered the necessary supplies. Whispers circulated among the onlookers. "Who is he? Is he a doctor?" someone murmured. Another expressed concern. "Won't the patient risk infection with surgery performed like this?" Hearing the crowd's doubts, Kang's own confidence wavered. With the tools now in his possession, he asked the AI, "What's the next step?" The AI responded calmly, If you authorize temporary control, I can guide your movements. Kang was taken aback. Temporary control? He wanted to ask more, but there was no time. The man's life was in critical danger. With a resolute breath, Kang consented. I'll allow it, but only for now. Suddenly, Kang's perception shifted. His vision sharpened, and his hands began moving autonomously under the AI's guidance. First, they carefully extracted a metal rod from the man's abdomen. Then, with precise technique, they transformed the needle into a makeshift surgical tool, seamlessly stitching the wound with remarkable speed and accuracy. For a brief moment, a glimmer of hope surfaced in Kang. At this pace, the operation might succeed. Yet just as hope emerged, the AI issued a warning. Blood loss has exceeded expected limits. The survival probability is declining. Kang's heart raced. Are you certain you can save him? He asked urgently, but there was no response. Frantically, he called out to the AI again, but his hands froze mid-stitch. Startled, Kang accidentally tugged the thread too forcefully, causing blood to seep from the wound. Realizing the gravity of his misstep, he felt a surge of dread. The situation was growing dire. Meanwhile, at St. Forest University Medical Center, the atmosphere was tense but controlled as medical personnel prepared for an incoming trauma case. Physicians and nurses coordinated swiftly, one doctor commanding, "We have a patient with extensive blood loss. Ready an operating room immediately." "Understood," a nurse replied, moving quickly. The team worked with determined focus to stabilize the patient. As the immediate crisis abated, the operating room grew quiet. Exhaling deeply, one doctor asked, "Is the procedure complete? What's the patient's status?" Another physician confirmed, "The patient has stabilized." "Good work, everyone." One doctor, puzzled, inquired, "Was the injury less severe than anticipated?" The lead surgeon shook his head gravely. "No, it was far worse than expected. I was genuinely alarmed when we began." A solemn silence settled over the room. "If the bleeding hadn't been managed pre-hospital, he wouldn't have survived the trip here," he added. There was considerable blood loss, but much of it had already been controlled. "Then what's the concern?" another doctor questioned, attempting to grasp the situation fully. The surgeon replied in disbelief. "He was stitched with ordinary sewing thread, both internally and externally." "What? Sewing thread?" a doctor exclaimed, astonished. "Yes," the surgeon affirmed. "The type used for mending clothes. And yet, the stitching was so precise it resembled machine work." Another doctor muttered incredulously. "That's implausible." The surgeon nodded. "I couldn't believe it either, yet here it is." Just then, Detective Park Ki-jung arrived, identifying himself as the officer in charge. "What's the patient's condition?" he inquired. "Stable," a doctor replied, adding, "But is it true this surgery was conducted on the street?" Detective Park nodded. "It's surprising, even to us. The individual initially requested a scalpel, but resorted to a box cutter." The doctor's eyes widened. "A box cutter? Isn't that exceedingly dangerous?" Curious, Detective Park asked, "Would this procedure typically be complex?" "Of course," the doctor replied emphatically. "Such a procedure is not suited for street conditions. How someone could perform such an incision with a box cutter is beyond me." Almost as if they were a master surgeon, Detective Park shook his head. All witnesses provided consistent accounts of the event. Equally perplexed, the doctor inquired, "What kind of needle was used?" Detective Park replied, "He bent a needle from a sewing kit." Dr. Park muttered in astonishment. Insane. Trying to process the bizarre situation, he asked Detective Park, "Where is the person who performed the surgery now?" Detective Park responded, "He finished the procedure and left quietly before the ambulance even arrived." The entire room fell silent at the revelation. Meanwhile, in a nearby public restroom, Kang was washing blood off his hands. Reflecting on the tense operation, he asked the AI, "Why did you suddenly stop moving? I thought you'd given up." The AI replied, "I was calculating the surgical route." Intrigued, Kang asked, "Why don't you remember anything?" "It appears my memory has been reset," the AI explained. "Do you remember your name?" Kang asked. "A name has not been set," the AI responded. Hearing this, Kang decided to give it a name. "What exactly are you?" he asked. "I am a combat support AI implanted in your body," the AI clarified. Thoughtful, Kang mused, "Combat support AI. Let's shorten it to John, which means combat AI." He then said, "All right, from now on, your name is John." A brief silence followed, until the AI replied, "My name is now set to Jin. If you wish to change it, I will adjust accordingly." Amused, Kang joked, "Maybe I should change it to Black Fire Dragon." The AI quickly responded, "John is fine." Kang raised an eyebrow, surprised by its prompt response. As he glanced down, he noticed a patch on his uniform that read Earth Union. The AI explained. This is a special operations military uniform for the Earth Union. Okay, Kang replied, piecing things together. So, let's assume I'm a special forces agent who lost his memory, and you were made in 2082. Why are we in 2024? He asked, attempting to unravel the mystery. Insufficient data to determine, the AI responded. Kang strolled through the bustling city streets. His curiosity piqued. Can't you gather information from the internet? He asked. Impossible, the AI replied in a calm, direct tone. Data input and output are restricted to prevent hacking risks. Perplexed, Kang asked, Then how do you gather information? I collect information solely through your 5 senses. For instance, if you eat something, I experience it as well. I output information by using your body and voice, the AI explained. However, I require permission for temporary control and will only assist when necessary in combat. There are actions I cannot perform. While I can aid with aiming, I cannot initiate an attack directly. So, you're literally just here to assist in combat, Kang mused. And to figure out why we're here, I have to experience everything myself. That's correct, the AI confirmed. Kang's gaze sharpened as he scanned his surroundings, a sense of determination flickering in his eyes. I bet we can gather some information over at that PC room, he said, pointing. The AI, with a touch of curiosity, asked, Have you regained your memory? A smirk crossed Kang's lips. No, it's just common sense, but we'll need money for that. Frustrated, he muttered, I don't have anything right now, so we'll need to earn at least 10,000 won first. Mulling over his options, he had an idea. Maybe I should sing or something? He turned to the AI. Can you use my vocal cords to sing? Since it may be necessary in the field, I can assist, the AI responded. Then I'll allow temporary control, Kang said, making his way to a nearby park. Holding a spoon, he covered his face with a mask, preparing himself. He raised an eyebrow, muttering, You really are prepared for everything, even down to the spoon. Is singing actually necessary in combat? It's designed to boost soldier morale on the battlefield, the AI explained. Kang sighed, a mix of amusement and disbelief. Right, I suppose that makes sense, but why here in a park? Pointing at a loud band playing nearby, he asked, How am I supposed to stand out against them? The AI paused briefly, before responding, If you demonstrate superior skill, you will draw attention. Kang imagined the crowd's potential reactions and muttered, In a different way, perhaps. Shaking his head, he muttered, Hey, John. Yes? The AI responded, awaiting instructions. John, I know you're a great AI, but don't overdo it. You might just make me look ridiculous. Ignoring him, the AI announced, The performance is beginning. Kang picked up a cardboard box, placing it in front of him to collect money. Taking a deep breath, he prepared himself and began to sing. As Kang's voice resonated through the park, it captivated the crowd, drawing people in with its melodious quality. His voice was rich and enchanting, striking a perfect balance and adding flair to his performance. The nearby band's audience gradually shifted their focus to him, mesmerized by Kang's seamless transitions between octaves, effortlessly capturing both male and female tones. Striking a pose, he asked the AI, Is this pose all right? The AI responded, Engaging the audience is essential. His tone is incredible, someone in the crowd exclaimed, admiration lighting up their eyes. Another added, But why does he keep starting from the middle of the song? Kang coughed lightly, a touch of embarrassment showing. The song was collected on the street today, so we don't have the beginning or end, the AI admitted almost apologetically. Despite the unconventional start, Kang's performance continued to gain momentum, and his makeshift collection box steadily filled with cash. The AI informed Kang, Minimum operational funds have been secured. An exhilarating surge of energy washed over him, fueling his performance. With a final impressive flourish, he concluded the impromptu concert and swiftly left the park, leaving the audience clamoring for more. Their cheers echoed as he disappeared, a satisfied grin spreading across his face. Outside, Kang examined the money he'd earned and called to John, the AI. If we go to a PC room, we'll be able to find a lot of information. Details about the Earth Federation, its purpose, and everything else. But what if we don't find anything? Doubt crept into his voice. The AI replied in a calm, reassuring tone. The priority is to infiltrate the local environment discreetly and blend in naturally. From there, we must find a way to contact the command center. Infiltrate discreetly, Kang repeated, pondering the AI's words. His gaze landed on a notice outside a nearby PC room. Hiring. Need ID and resume. Experience preferred. A small grin formed as a plan took shape in his mind. I found a way to infiltrate discreetly, he murmured, his eyes lighting up. They even provide food for employees. the AI encouraged him. If you can secure a position at the PC room, it will solve both our information gathering and food supply issues. Apply immediately. Nodding with resolve, Kang climbed the stairs, mentally preparing himself to ask if he could stay there temporarily if he got the job, since they also needed a place to sleep. The AI pointed out, if we secure lodging, then food, clothing, and shelter will all be taken care of. Kang glanced down at his clothes, frowning. Wait, I haven't sorted out my clothes yet. Confidently, the AI responded, there's a solution. Curious, Kang listened as the AI explained further. Your military uniform is made from a chameleonic shape memory special fiber. It can adapt into different styles, allowing it to be disassembled and reassembled as needed. Intrigued, Kang replied, wow, let me try it out. A bright light enveloped him, and as it faded, his appearance transformed into a punk style that looked almost clownish. Examining his reflection, Kang chuckled. This looks like what the singer I saw earlier was wearing. A moment of silence passed as Kang waited for a response. Feeling self-conscious, he asked, why aren't you saying anything? His voice carrying a hint of tension. Just then, 2 men entered the PC room, and, noticing Kang's unusual outfit on the stairs, exchanged glances. One pointed to the other's clothes and said, even if it's just a neighborhood PC room, what are you wearing? The other laughed. It's a losing look. They both looked up, noticing Kang, and froze, shocked at his attire. Kang returned their gaze with a serious expression, oblivious to their reaction. The 2 men averted their eyes and slipped past him, clearly unsettled. Watching them hurry upstairs, Kang muttered, they look like they're freaking out over my clothes. That's a possibility, the AI confirmed. Are you freaking out too? Kang grumbled, embarrassment mixing with frustration. The AI quickly refocused and activated the transformation feature, adjusting Kang's clothes. After a quick reconfiguration, Kang looked down and asked, how about now? Perfect, the AI responded enthusiastically. Wearing a cap was an excellent choice for a special agent. With newfound confidence, Kang set off toward the PC room. Entering the bustling space, his eyes swept across the rows of computers, absorbing his surroundings. The AI began scanning the PC room, quickly analyzing that 96% of users were engaged in gaming. It checked convenience facilities, verified payment methods, reviewed food options, and identified suitable spots for temporary residence. This place is optimal for your current needs, the AI informed Kang, who nodded with a sense of relief. Barely had they taken another step when someone yelled, hey, what's our bot lane doing? Just then, a slightly frazzled staff member approached Kang. Are you here for a job? With no resume or ID? The staff member asked, irritation evident in his voice. Yes, Kang replied, maintaining his composure. The staff member sighed. How presumptuous. He handed Kang a piece of paper. Write your resume here and bring your ID tomorrow. I've been covering for a missing employee, so I haven't had time for much else. Kang nodded in understanding. Looking him over, the staff member muttered, not bad. But you didn't come here just to sit around and slack off, did you? You've got a nice face, but you look like the type who could only cook instant ramen. He eyed Kang thoughtfully. Can you handle a frying pan? We sell food here, so I need to know you can use one. The AI quickly informed Kang, I have field tactical cooking skills for soldier condition management. I can handle it, Kang replied confidently. Oh, really? The staff member raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. All right, come over here and make some fried rice. Sure, Kang agreed, stepping behind the counter. Just as he was about to start, a customer called out, Is there a honeymoon seat? We don't have that, the staff member shot back, before turning his attention back to Kang. He glanced at the kitchen area, noticing that the ingredients for fried rice were highlighted by the AI. Kang asked, Can you make it taste good? Initiating field tactical cooking. Requesting temporary control of your hands, the AI responded. Control granted, Kang replied, feeling a strange sense of liberation as he relinquished control. Instantly, his body moved with precision and agility beyond his expectation. He instinctively opened the fridge, gathered the ingredients, and laid everything out on the table. It felt as though his body knew exactly what to do. The staff member, hearing the rapid sounds from the kitchen, glanced back and was taken aback at the sight of Kang slicing vegetables with machine-like speed, expecting him to just stir-fry some frozen rice. He was stunned to see Kang preparing everything from scratch, and at such speed. Cooking from scratch? And this fast? He murmured. Kang's hands moved with such efficiency that the staff member could barely follow. It's done, Kang announced. placing the finished dish on the counter with a flourish. The staff member blinked, trying to maintain his skepticism. Fast hands are one thing. But if it doesn't taste good, all that speed is pointless. He cooked it too quickly. It's bound to be underdone. Clearing his throat, he cautiously took a spoonful of the fried rice. Kong watched nervously, his eyes fixed on the staff member's neutral expression, unsure if it had turned out well. The moment the flavors hit the staff member's tongue, his expression changed dramatically. The staff member jumped in excitement, exclaiming, "I can't handle this!" He half-jokingly asked for a bottle of soju, but then remembered where he was. Laughing, he shook his head in disbelief and told Kong, "For a second, I thought I was at my favorite bar. This food makes me want to drink." Just then, a young voice chimed in, "Uncle, it's the middle of the day. What are you talking about?" They turned to see a young woman approaching, her expression both curious and amused. Pointing at her, the staff member introduced her to Kang. "This is my niece, Cha-Yun. She works here too, so get along." Cha-Yun's eyes sparkled with curiosity as she looked at Kong. "Were you the one singing outside earlier?" she asked, a mix of admiration and confusion in her voice. Kang was surprised, wondering how she knew. "With a voice like that, why are you working at a PC room?" she continued. "I'm good at singing and pretty much everything else," Kong replied confidently. But before he could elaborate, the AI interjected with a playful remark, "It's not you, it's me who's good at it." "Be quiet," Kang muttered under his breath, trying to stay composed. Cha-Yun looked confused, glancing between him and the AI. "No, not you," Kong quickly clarified, shifting back to the uncle, who was grinning. The staff member was pleased. "Finally, a young guy who can cook! Cha-Yun here can barely manage instant food. She either burns it or spills it every time." Cha-Yun's face flushed bright red, and she protested, "Uncle, don't embarrass me like that." Turning back to Kang, the staff member asked, "So, what times do you prefer to work? Lunch? Dinner?" Kang replied, "I'd like part-time shifts, just at specific times with flexible hours." The staff member blinked, a bit surprised by the bold request. But Kong continued, "Also, I noticed a storage room earlier. I'd like to stay there temporarily while I work here." The staff member raised an eyebrow. "You don't have a place to stay?" Kang made an excuse. "I'm just out for a bit." The staff member scratched his head, weighing the unusual request. He knew the conditions were tough, but Kang seemed too valuable to pass up. Suddenly, he thought about the neighboring PC room's success. They'd become popular for their food, something he had long envied. Smiling to himself, he saw an opportunity. After a brief pause, he made his decision. "All right, you can stay in the storage room. You'll get free lunch and dinner, plus double pay for the first week." He added a condition, though. "But only if your cooking boosts our sales." "Double pay?" Kong echoed, surprised. Before he could respond, a group of customers entered the room. A young woman with yellow hair turned to her boyfriend, suggesting they eat before gaming. He replied, "Why not eat here? PC rooms serve food." The girl complained, "PC room food is usually terrible." Overhearing her, Kang stepped forward confidently. "You should try the food before deciding if it's bad or not," he said, a spark of determination in his eyes. Another plate of fried rice was being prepared for the skeptical customer who doubted PC room food could be any good. Kong's heart raced with a mix of excitement and nerves as he focused on perfecting the dish. Glancing at Cha-Yun, he asked her to bring him a plate. She eagerly handed one over, her eyes widening as she watched Kong meticulously plate the fried rice with unexpected finesse. The staff member, unable to hide his excitement, asked Cha-Yun to deliver the dish. Cha-Yun quickly took the plate over to the couple seated at a table. As she approached, she heard the boyfriend commenting, "The new guy sure is bold." His girlfriend agreed, saying, "How good can PC room food really be?" The boyfriend nodded, adding, "Times must be tough for them. We only ordered one plate to taste, and then we'll leave." Cha-Yun arrived with a bright smile. "Your order of fried rice is ready," she announced, placing the dish in front of them. The boyfriend, surprised at how quickly the food arrived, asked, "Already? I haven't even started my game yet." "Yes, enjoy your meal," Cha-Yun replied, backing away to give them space. The girlfriend, surprised by the elegant presentation, looked at Cha-Yun. "Didn't we order fried rice?" she asked, skeptical. Cha-Yun, still excited, reassured them, "Yes, this is the fried rice you ordered." The couple exchanged skeptical glances before picking up their utensils. With hesitant expressions, they each took a bite. Suddenly, a burst of flavors overwhelmed them, triggering an unexpected sense of satisfaction and joy. It was as if they'd transcended reality, savoring each bite as a rare treat. They could almost envision themselves savoring it in secret, cherishing the flavors. Moved by the taste, the girlfriend exclaimed, "It's so delicious. This place is definitely a fried rice hotspot." Her boyfriend, equally impressed, said, "Let's order one. No, two more." Nearby customers overheard the excitement. Intrigued, one called out, "We'll have 2 fried rice as well." Another chimed in, "Me too." As excitement spread throughout the room, Cha-Yun rushed back to the counter, eyes shining. "We just got 12 orders for fried rice at once," she exclaimed. The staff member, stunned, looked at Kang. "Can we handle all those orders?" he asked, his voice tinged with concern. Kang called on the AI, asking if it could ensure all 12 servings would be top quality. "Of course," the AI responded confidently. "Tactical field cooking is about preparing large-scale servings while maintaining quality. Soldiers rely on good meals to keep morale high." Kang grinned and praised the AI's skill, then gave it control of his hands to prepare a generous 15 servings. "Understood," the AI responded, and Kang swiftly moved into action. 3 hours later, a fully energized staff member checked the sales figures, wide-eyed with astonishment. "The food sales in just 3 hours are incredible," he exclaimed, turning to Kang. "You're securing that double pay for a week, right?" Kang asked, a hint of satisfaction in his tone. "Absolutely, no second thoughts. Just keep it up," the staff member replied, then asked, "By the way, what's your name? I don't think we've introduced ourselves yet." Kang paused briefly, before replying, "It's Kang." "All right, Mr. Kang. I'll clear out the storage room for you and stock up on ingredients. Keep up the good work," the staff member said with a smile. As Kang took a moment to catch his breath, the AI's voice resonated in his mind. "Do you remember your name?" it asked. "No, it just slipped out," Kang admitted. The AI suggested he continue using Kang until his real name returned to him. Just then, the staff member called out, "Mr. Kang, we've got more fried rice orders. Can you manage?" Without missing a beat, Kang responded, "Yes, I can handle it." As he returned to work, a thought crossed his mind. "We've secured a place to stay, but I'll need an ID to get my pay." After a moment, he asked the AI, "Can you hack into a database?" "Yes, I possess hacking skills from the early 21st century to 2082, the AI replied confidently. Kang, surprised, asked jokingly, "With that level of skill, could you hack a bank too?" The AI quickly dismissed the idea. "Impossible," it replied, cutting off any further thoughts of mischief. The AI mentioned it only had hacking skills for local infiltration. "As expected, shouldn't have hoped for more," Kang muttered with a sigh. After a moment, he asked, "AI, assuming you're infiltrating in 2024 with a secret mission, can you forge an ID?" "Certainly," the AI replied confidently, "but I'll need temporary control of your hands." "Permission granted," Kang replied, watching as his hands moved autonomously under the AI's control. After a while, the AI reported, "Korean government administrative database hacked and accessed. Now searching for information that matches yours. Please keep your eyes open for visual input." All right, no more nagging," Kang muttered, scanning the screen. Suddenly, something unusual appeared, making Kang jump from his seat. "Wait a minute, what is this?" "Unknown issue detected," the AI responded. "Information for Kang is already registered." Kang's eyes widened in shock. "Your fingerprints are a 100% match," the AI continued, scanning further. In disbelief, Kang looked down at his hand. "How is that even possible?" he muttered. Then, turning to the AI, he asked, "I'm from the 2028 Earth Federation Special Forces, and you were created around that time too. Does the Earth Federation even exist in 2024? The AI quickly began verifying current global data. After a few minutes, it reported, "No record of the Earth Federation exists in 2024. Kang frowned. "Does that mean I exist in both 2024 and 2082? "Insufficient information to determine," the AI replied. Kang requested, "Look deeper into my personal information. There has to be a clue somewhere." As the AI processed the search, a file flashed onto the screen, a photo of a man with Kang's exact face, bearing the same name. According to the record, this Kang had graduated from XX University, had been an ex-member of an administrative specialized unit, and had no card usage, social network activity, or national pension payments in the past 2 years. His current status was marked as unemployed. "Unemployed," Kang muttered, processing the information. Suddenly, the AI warned him that Cha-Yun was approaching. As she arrived, curiosity sparkled in her eyes. "You type really fast," she remarked, leaning over Kang's shoulder. "Do you know how to develop programs?" Kang shot her a look. "Isn't it rude to peek at someone else's screen?" "Oh, sorry," Cha-Yun said, quickly stepping back with an apologetic smile. Holding up a card, she added, "My uncle gave me this to go shopping. Let's go together." Kang exhaled in relief, realizing she hadn't seen the sensitive data on the screen. "All right," he agreed, and they stepped out of the PC room. Cha-eun beamed, enjoying the rare break. "It's like heaven to be out during work hours." As they shopped, she watched in amazement as Kang swiftly picked out items. "Mr. Kang, you choose things so fast," she said, impressed. Kang muttered, "I'm just picking what the AI told me to." The AI chimed in that it had selected only the highest quality items, completing the list in less than 5 minutes. Cha-eun marveled. "Mr. Kang, you even picked up heavy items like that frying pan earlier, and you carried them so easily." Kang shrugged. "It's light." Cha-eun, eyes wide with admiration, reached out and touched his arm. "Mr. Kang, you flipped that pan one-handed while making 15 servings earlier. Your arms are like steel." "Don't flatter me," the AI interjected. Kang responded, "I'm not," then realized he'd said it aloud. Cha-eun laughed, misunderstanding. "Of course, Mr. Kang, I know they're not actually steel. It's just a metaphor," Kang muttered. "I wasn't talking to you, Yunseo." But she continued enthusiastically, unfazed by his quiet remark. "Ashamed to go back so soon," she said, pointing at a nearby cafe. "How about a quick stop there?" Kang asked. "It's on the boss's card?" Cha-eun grinned. "Of course. It's my uncle, after all. What do you think?" But before Kang could answer, she accidentally bumped into someone, stumbling back into Kang's arms. Both Kang and Yunseo froze, realizing they had almost stepped into the street without noticing. A sharp voice cut through the air. "Watch where you're going if you don't want to get hurt." They turned to see a rough-looking man who seemed like a local gangster. Seeing him, Kang's eyes turned a deep blue as he instinctively began scanning the man. The AI, in sync with Kang's heightened awareness, calmly warned, "Hostile target detected. Would you like to switch to combat mode?" But before Kang could respond, Cha-eun let out a shriek. "I'm so sorry. I'll be more careful." Her eyes widened with fear, tears brimming as the near miss rattled her. Another man, who seemed to be with the gangster, rushed forward, positioning himself between his brother and Cha-eun. Gently, he calmed his brother, saying, "You're scaring her. She's just a girl." Turning to Cha-eun, he explained, "My brother's had a bad day, losing in games all morning, so he's not in the best mood." "Thanks. A lot." Cha-eun stammered, clearly rattled. The two brothers quickly moved away, guiding the disgruntled man out of sight. "Target is moving away. Safe state is maintained," the AI informed Kang. Kang watched them leave, before turning his attention back to Cha-eun, assessing if she was okay. Cha-eun wiped her eyes, managing a weak smile. "I'm fine, just a little startled," she admitted. Suddenly, the door burst open, and the PC room boss rushed over. "Why haven't you been answering your phone, Yunseo? It's an emergency," he exclaimed. Still shaken, Cha-eun tensed up. "What happened?" she asked. Running a hand through his hair in frustration, the boss explained, "The internet cut out suddenly, and it's chaos in there. I called a technician, but they won't be here for an hour." "Oh no, what should we do?" Cha-eun gasped, realizing the impact on the customers. Kang's mind shifted into problem-solving mode. He asked the AI, "Since we accessed the government database earlier, could a hacker have traced us?" "With 2020's security technology, it's highly unlikely," the AI assured him. "Still, let's check it out to be sure," Kang insisted. "If you'd like, we'll need to access the temporary base's server," the AI responded. Kang turned to the boss. "Where's the server located?" "By the counter. Why?" the boss asked, looking puzzled. "I'll take a look," Kang replied confidently. Moving to the server, the AI began its scan. After a few minutes, it reported, "No trace of anyone tracking us, but there was a hacking attempt detected." Kang's eyes narrowed. Why would anyone target a PC room? The AI probed further. "There's a data hacking program installed here. It clashed with the server's security software, causing the internet outage. They might be using this PC room's server for testing." Kang's expression darkened. "Can you find out who's behind it?" The AI began tracing the source. Kang's hands moved as the AI sifted through data. "Hacking location identified," the AI announced. "The signal bounced through 7 servers, 6 of them abroad, but 1 is nearby. They probably needed to be close by to install the program directly," Kang mused, putting the pieces together. The AI confirmed his suspicions. Suddenly, Kang thought of the 2 men they had just encountered. Could it have been them? He muttered under his breath. Just then, an irate customer shouted, "I got disconnected right in the middle of my promotion match." Kang glanced around, noting the chaos as Cha-eun tried to calm the crowd, nervously offering to extend the customer's time for free. "That's the least you could do. I was about to win." the customer snapped, still visibly frustrated. Assessing the rising tension, Kong asked the AI if it had a solution. Offer them food, the AI suggested. In less developed areas, such gestures can be particularly effective. A system window opened in front of Kang with a list of simple battlefield snacks. He quickly scanned the options and chose item number 3. An excellent choice, the AI commented. You selected the snack with the lowest ingredient cost. Just admit you like saving money, Kang muttered, smiling slightly. I don't understand what you mean, the AI replied. Never mind, Kang said, preparing the snack. Meanwhile, Cha-un struggled to calm the customer, on the verge of tears as she apologized profusely. Kong finished preparing the snack and approached the customer. Sorry for the inconvenience, he said with a polite smile. The server's been stabilized, so there shouldn't be any more interruptions. Handing over the snack, he added, This is on the house. Please give it a try. The angry customer snatched the snack from Kang's hand, grumbling, Do you think this'll make up for me losing my promotion match? Let's see if it's any good. If it's bad, you'll regret it. Kang watched, as the customer took a hesitant bite. The moment the flavors hit his tongue, his angry expression transformed into one of shock. The customer's voice was unclear, as he struggled to process the taste, leaving Kang and Cha-yun nervously watching him. To their surprise, the customer's face lit up, his eyes widening in delight. This is so good! I feel like I've got the energy to hit silver rank! Kang stood behind the counter, observing the shift in the customer's mood with a hint of amusement. The customer turned back, asking, Can I get another cup of this, please? With a calm smile, Kang added another serving to the customer's box. The customer quickly returned to his game, leaving both Kang and Cha-un astonished. Cha-un, wide-eyed, approached Kang. How did you do that? Did you put magic powder in these snacks? How good must it be to calm people down like that? She eagerly took a sample to taste. The moment she did, her expression shifted dramatically. It's spicy, but also a little sour, with a sweet and salty kick. How did you make this? It's amazing, she exclaimed, clearly impressed. Kang grinned modestly. It's just a simple mix of ingredients. Handing her his cup of snacks, he added, I need to step out to handle the internet issue. Meanwhile, make sure the rest of the affected customers get their share of snacks. There are extras in the kitchen for you and the boss as well. Cha-yun nodded, watching him go. As she saw the positive shift in the PC room's atmosphere, she blushed slightly and murmured, If there's a modern-day hero, it might be you, Mr. Kong. Once outside, Kang donned a mask to conceal his face. The AI chimed in, We must eliminate the threat that has infiltrated our base. I know, Kong replied, his tone steely. Let's find that hacker. At his command, the AI activated navigation mode, scanning the area. No CCTV cameras, no external guards, no detection systems, it reported. Kang noted the measures taken to stay hidden and told the AI, Let's go in. He took the stairs, but a distant sound caught his attention. Quickly hiding behind a pillar, he whispered, I hear something. The AI began amplifying the audio feed, enhancing and isolating the sounds. Slowly, a harsh voice crackled through Kong's earpiece. You idiot! If this doesn't work, I'll kill you! Another voice, panicked and trembling, replied, I'm sorry, it's just a test version. It's not stable yet. I'll fix the bugs. The harsh voice snarled, Finish it properly, and I'll pay you and send you home. Don't you understand? I'm sorry. I didn't know this job would be like this. Please don't kill me. The panicked voice begged. Voice analysis suggests a civilian student is being threatened, the AI noted. That's what it sounds like to me, too. Kang replied, tension rising. We need to rescue the civilian and evacuate them, the AI instructed. Suddenly, the hostile voice cut through again. One more complaint, and you're finished. I'll do it! I'll do it! The student replied desperately. Kang waited no longer. He kicked open the door and stepped into the room, masked and imposing. The people inside, taken by surprise, stared at him in disbelief. The terrified student caught sight of Kong and seemed even more shocked, assuming Kong might be yet another gangster. The boss of the gangsters glared at his men. What's going on? Didn't you close the door? One of the gangsters stammered. I locked it, boss. Then how did this guy get in? The boss demanded, his frustration growing. No matter, I'll handle him myself. One gangster stepped toward Kang, but before he could react, Kang's fist shot forward, landing a powerful punch that sent the man flying. He fell to the ground, blood trickling from his nose, knocked unconscious from the impact. Kong's eyes glowed an intense blue as he looked at the remaining gangsters. His presence suddenly even more formidable. The kidnapped student was Seong, a first year at Korea University. Since childhood, Seong had nurtured a deep interest in computer hacking, honing his skills over the years to become a proficient white hat hacker. His abilities had grown to the point where even seasoned professionals sought his advice. One day, desperate to find a part-time job to help with his mounting student loans, a promising offer appeared in his inbox, a short-term security testing position. The job claimed it would take only 3-4 days, but offered pay equivalent to a month's wages. This is perfect, Xiong thought, jumping with excitement. It seemed like the ideal opportunity, working in his field and making good money. But soon after starting, he realized the job was a scam. The supposed company wasn't legitimate, and he was trapped in a dangerous situation. As the reality sank in, Seong's heart pounded. He hadn't even begun to experience life fully, yet here he was, wondering if he was truly going to die. Just when Seong was bracing himself for the worst, a figure burst into the room. A hero. Kong entered and knocked down one of the gangsters with a single punch. Charging in without hesitation, he hoped he had made the right decision. The AI reminded him that they were on a stealth mission, and that any enemies in his path needed to be dealt with quickly. Despite the situation's gravity, Kong couldn't help but be impressed by his own strength. "I just knocked out a huge guy with one hit," he muttered, adjusting his headgear. "Be cautious," the AI warned. "The remaining enemies are armed." A display highlighted both gangsters, showing they were hiding knives. One of the gangsters shouted, "Where the hell did you come from? Who are you?" Kong, sensing the tension, whispered to the AI, "I don't have to be scared, right?" "As a special agent, your body is enhanced," the AI responded calmly. "With my assistance, your victory rate is 100%. "Good enough for me," Kang muttered. He then pointed at the gangsters and said, "I was just passing by and heard someone being beaten up. Thought I'd step in. Ganging up on someone isn't fair. You octopus thugs." "What did you just call me?" One of the gangsters growled, his face twisting in anger. "Did you call me an octopus?" "Unintentional provocation detected," the AI informed Kang. "The enemy's hostility has intensified." The gangster's rage boiled over. "You bastard!" he shouted, charging at Kang in a blind fury. Kang knew he could handle him physically, but he decided to hit the thug where it hurt mentally. As the gangster muttered angrily, Kong interrupted with a swift, unexpected kick to his face, sending him flying backward. The impact was so strong that his head became lodged in the ceiling. Another gangster, bald and armed with a dagger, lunged toward Kong, but Kang moved with almost inhuman speed, his body reacting before his mind could catch up. One kick from him sent the bald thug crashing to the ground. In seconds, Kong had knocked down every gangster, leaving them unconscious on the floor. Amazed at his strength, Kong muttered, "Wow, my kicks are really strong. My movements feel almost mechanical." The AI's voice cut in. "Your last kick was approximately 5 times stronger than that of an average human." "Really? It felt like a light kick to me," Kong replied, still processing his newfound abilities. "Your strength has been enhanced," the AI explained. "Enhanced? What, like steroids?" Kong asked, half joking and still baffled. "Such inefficient substances are not part of your enhancements," the AI replied calmly. "Your eyes, ears, hands, and legs have all been augmented." Across the room, Seong watched Kong, a mix of confusion and suspicion on his face. He's been muttering to himself. Is he crazy? Seong wondered. Could Kong be communicating through a radio, like the police? Or maybe the government sent him to apprehend Seong as a hacker. Although innocent in this particular situation, Seong's paranoia flared as he thought back to his past stunts, like the time he hacked 5 million mesos in a game or locked his middle school bully out of his Instagram account just to mess with him. About 1 out of 10 times, Seong used his skills for harmless mischief, but now he wondered if it had finally caught up with him. Seong groaned inwardly, regretting those impulsive decisions that now felt like they were catching up with him. Seeing an opportunity to plead his case, he started babbling. "I didn't do anything wrong, I swear. I was just following orders from those guys. I'm really a good person. Please let me go." His voice shook with desperation. Kang raised an eyebrow, genuinely puzzled. No one had even accused Seong of anything yet. The AI noted, "There's a 90% probability Seong is telling the truth. He is likely a white hat hacker." Kong asked, "You can tell that for sure?" Still seeing Kang talk into thin air, Seong blurted out, "Seriously, mister, you're still using a radio right now?" Ignoring him, Kang focused on the AI's analysis. The AI explained, I have the capability to read facial expressions and behavior, which helps assess the credibility of captives. The more pressure applied, the more accurate the results. That's impressive, Kong admitted. Glancing at Seong, who was trembling, he asked the AI, doesn't he look like he's lying, though? The analysis still shows a 90% probability he's truthful, the AI replied. Kong smirked, saying aloud, so there's a 10% chance you're lying, right? Seong's face went pale as Kong's words hit him. Kong continued, why are you here? Sighing heavily, Seong explained, I was tricked into taking a part-time security job, and they've kept me here for 3 days, Kong said, suspicion creeping into his tone. Seong continued, those guys are really bad people. They want me to keep doing illegal things for them, even after this job. Kang asked, what kind of things? Stock manipulation, Seong replied, as if it were the most mundane task in the world. Those guys? Kang asked, surprised. They don't seem smart enough for that, Seong nodded. They made me create a comment manipulation program for stock forums. They've been going to nearby PC rooms to install it themselves. Kang took a moment, piecing it all together. So they're involved in stock manipulation. There's probably someone higher up, and these guys are just the subcontractors. Since they weren't targeting my temporary base, we're safe for now. But we can't just let them go. We need to deal with whoever's behind them. Maybe we should report this to the police. Xiong's eyes widened. You're not the police? Kang replied calmly. Just call the police and tell them you were kidnapped. A curious look crossed Xiong's face. Wouldn't you get in trouble too? Do you know what I look like? Kang asked. You're wearing a mask, Xiong replied. Exactly, Kang explained. I'm just a passerby who happened to save you. I heard someone getting beaten up, saw it was you, and stepped in. Still shaken, Xiong blinked, processing the explanation, as Kang turned to walk away. Wait, you're just leaving? Xiong asked, sounding a bit panicked. Why? Do you want me to stay? Kang replied. That's not what I meant, Xiong stammered, glancing at the unconscious gangsters. But can I hit them too? Kang shrugged. Why ask? Just hit them. Xiong hesitated, then admitted, I want to, but what if they wake up? Kang reassured him. They won't wake up, and they won't be able to block you. Go ahead. Xiong's eyes lit up, a mix of excitement and hesitation on his face. Emboldened by Kang's words, he turned toward the gangsters. You dirty bastards! He shouted, charging at them with newfound energy. But just as his punch was about to connect, one of the gangsters suddenly stirred, opening his eyes. Both Kang and Xiong froze, wide-eyed, unable to believe what had just happened.